Hello everyone, this is Sharmini Yasmin from Grand Canyon University, course CYP 610 Penetration Testing and Risk Management. Today I'm going to cover my benchmark Lab 5, uh, Challenge Your Hacking Skills. In this lab, I planned and executed a penetration test against the Metabolizable 2 virtual machine, performed multiple scans using Kali Linux, conducted a risk analysis, and implemented mitigation steps to harden the system. I used tools such as Nmap, Nikto, WhatsApp, and Nessus. I organized the test into standard phases: reconnaissance, scanning, vulnerability analysis, exploration, and reporting. Penetration testing is extremely valuable for organization because it reveals real-world weakness before attackers can exploit them. It helps identify outdated software, misconfiguration, weak authentication, and other vulnerabilities that may be not visible through routine monitoring. This allows security teams to prioritize remediations and strengthen their overall security posture. If a procedure fails, such as a scan not running or tool crashing, I followed a structured troubleshooting process. I began by verifying network connectivity, confirming the correct target IP, and checking tool configurations. Then I review log and error messages to identify the cause and repeat the step to validate the fix. When necessary, I adjusted the method and use an alternative tools to complete the task. Throughout the process, I document every failure and corrective actions, which um, improves accuracy, strengthen future testing, and ensure full transparency in the assessment. Nmap revealed a large attack surface. Many outdated services and open ports are exposed, and many services stood out as the most critical because it is vulnerable to remote code execution. Telnet and FTP were also open, meaning a credential could be intercepted in plain text. These findings immediately indicated that the system was highly vulnerable. Nikto identified several web server issues, including an outdated Apache version, directory indexing, and access to vulnerable test scripts. These results confirm that the web server is misconfigured and exposes unnecessary information that attackers could leverage. The Nessus scan provided a full vulnerability assessment and confirmed several high-risk issues, including anonymous FTP access and the DIS TCCD remote execution vulnerability. These results aligned with the findings from my earlier scans and reinforced the severity of the system's weakness. WhatsApp detected multiple web vulnerabilities, including cross-site scripting, missing security headers, and weak cookie settings. These issues map directly to WhatsApp top 10 categories such as security, misconfiguration, and injection. Metasploitable 2 carries an extremely high level of risk due to outdated services, default credentials, insecure protocols, and multiple exploitable vulnerabilities. A gap analysis revealed several major weaknesses, including the absence of patch management, access control, firewall rules, encryption, monitoring, and logging, along with numerous unnecessary services running by default. To address these issues, the recommended countermeasures include disabling unnecessary services such as Telnet and FTP, applying patches and software updates, changing default credentials, implementing firewall rules, enforcing strong authentication, deploying IDS or IPS tools, and applying secure configuration baselines. These actions are expected to reduce the number of open ports, eliminate high-risk services, and significantly lower the overall vulnerability count. By applying these layered defenses, the strategy follow a defense in-depth approach, ensure that even if one control fails, others remain in place to prevent compromise while reducing the attack surface and strengthening the system's overall security posture. After logging into Metaploisable 2 using MSF admin, I implemented 3 changes: disabled unnecessary services, changed default password, added basic firewall rules using IP tables. These changes immediately reduces the attack surface. I chose these changes because they are fast, cost-effective, and directly address the most critical vulnerabilities identified during the scan. Disabling unnecessary services and changing default passwords provided immediate security improvements without requiring major system modification. These actions are also reduce the attack surface right away, which is essential when dealing with a system as outdated and exposed as Metabolizable 2. These changes mitigated several high-risk issues, removing default credentials, eliminated an easy entry point for attackers, disabled clear text protocol like Telnet, prevented credential interception, shutting down outdated and vulnerable services reduced the risk of remote exploitation, especially for services like DIS, TCCD. Finally, reducing the number of open ports limited the system's exposure and made it significantly harder for an attacker to find exploitable entry point. Overall, these targeted fixes deliver strong security improvements with minimal effort. For the expected versus actual result, everything turned out almost exactly as I anticipated. A few services needed manual adjustments to fully disable, but overall the system became much more secure once changes were applied. The key lessons I took from this process are very straightforward. Always keep system patched and updated. Disable any services that are not needed. Use strong authentication. Apply layer defense for better protection, and document every steps to maintain accuracy and improve future testing. Thank you, everyone.